You are listening to Peak One Sports.
All right, welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Sports Page. We'll make a quick adjustment here for a minute. I am Dan Boyer, aka Neon Super Shrimp, joined as always by Ashton Nix. I think Ross may be dropping in and out periodically. We'll see how it goes, but kind of special episode we're doing this week. We're going to be doing our Peak One Champions League fantasy football draft tonight. Also be just kind of hanging out and doing our thing, talking a few sports, promoting a few shows, talking about some sponsors, doing our usual thing. But kind of our initial kickoff here, we'll talk a little bit of Rangers, but we've also got to determine our draft order. So I've kind of put together this idea of just doing like a duck race here to help determine our little draft order. So I'm going to kick this first one off, and we'll talk a little bit of Rangers. Ashton, like this last week, since we talked about them last week, they've actually been doing fairly well. They they managed to go. I think I have them at like 6-2, something like that, over the last week and everything. Actually beat the Yankees last night. Langford being the first Ranger rookie to ever hit a walk-off grand slam for the Rangers. So I mean, that was pretty cool. But the reality here being that the Rangers beat the White Sox and the Athletics over this time. So I mean, doesn't really count.
Yeah, I'm not saying much. I mean, you had to beat those teams. I mean, you're not the worst team. You're really middle of the road if you look at the standings. You're still technically playing meaningful baseball in September. You're not eliminated. Now Corey Seager goes down. That kind of hurts, but it's not that detrimental because you're like, oh well, they're not making it. But Wyatt Langford, yeah, he becomes the only other player besides, I want to say it was Willie Mays, to hit a walk-off grand slam, a cycle, and an inside hit for the cycle, and hit an inside the park home run in the same season. And it's his rookie year. So I think it was Willie Mays.
I did not see that one.
Definitely.
Final 10 seconds of this race. I was in front. I think my boy Kevin's going to take it.
Yeah, I'm
Kevin.
Second place matters. We're just talking about first place. Yeah, first you last in this situation.
This will just be first. We'll race again. You can kind of see here. Remove winner from next race. Yes, please.
Okay, I'm not doing so hot as
we'll do
right
another race. But we'll give these guys another couple shuffles here. Make sure we get some cool costumes. Ooh, that's good, right? That looks good. And we'll just do another 90 seconds. We'll keep going. But yeah, no, you're totally right with the injuries and everything. I think it's more important for the Rangers to I don't know, get ready for next season. You know what I mean? It's
I mean, you're seeing a lot
appreciate
from
you, Korri.
Kumar Rockers just killing it. Jack Leiter came back up. Still, I mean, I think at this point you've lowered your standards, and he's doing okay. I mean, I don't know what we expected. He was a number 2 overall pick, so I guess you're kind of thinking, hey, long-term ace or at least like a solid number 2 in your starting lineup. Right now, you're just hoping he becomes a solid starter for you in the future. DeGrom's looking good. He should come back in the next week or so. I know he has one more rehab start. I mean,
that's what I have.
You're never
here
really
from
going to be confident with I'm sorry for stealing all your points. You're never really going to be that confident with.
No, you're good. You're
DeGrom. I mean, he could 10 straight starts, no issues, and you're just like, well, you never know when it'll happen. So hopefully he can get a little bit. I don't know what you're looking for as of this year, because I mean, I guess there's value in letting him get back in the groove of things. I mean, he's 40, 41 years old, something like that. So he
Apogee Grafix taking number 2.
he
I'm still
obviously
listening to you,
doesn't
buddy.
need the work to get ready for next year, but I don't know, build his arm strength back up. I mean, it's got to be, as long as he doesn't get injured, it's got to be better than not to go out there and kind of get back into it. So I assume everything's healthy. He's the opening day starter next year. So
I mean, looking pretty good.
it would be better for the opening, his first start not to be opening day in 2025. You would like to get him a couple of MLB starts under his belt. It looks like there's a reckless.
I agree, because honestly, that was one of my big things that I was thinking about too. That looks like a good mix. Is I feel like this would be a prime opportunity for the Rangers to be able to kind of, take some younger guys, let them get some experience and at bats and that kind of thing. I don't think we're necessarily losing too much, by like, I don't know. Because honestly, as much as I hate talking about it and saying it or entertaining the idea, it's probably just the better idea for the Rangers to kind of bow out this season. There's just really no shot for us, really,
but
and getting some growth out of some of our younger guys would be valuable here. I think.
As far as hitters go, though, your younger guys are kind of there. There's nobody really left in the minors that are kind of ready to go. I mean, it's Evan Carter, who's hurt, Josh Young, who's already starting, Wyatt Langford, who pretty much starts every day. I know I'd like him to call up Rocker. I know I'm not the most knowledgeable about minor league when your clock starts on your contract. I know if they don't call Rocker up, you still have an extra year of control, but I think you can call him up for one start in September without losing that year of control. To just kind of give him a little bit of MLB experience. I mean, I fully expect him to be in the lineup, not the in the pitching rotation, the 5-man rotation starting next year, if not in the bullpen. I know he's been doing some bullpen stuff too, but yeah, I would like to see him just to kind of like, hopefully he does well and that kind of gives you more hope for next season on the pitching side.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't quite catch the finish there, but Kenny, congratulations. You got pick number 3. And speaking of Kenny, aka Reckless, bringing my man in here. He actually even just mentioned it on our little side chat over here, but glad you could make it, Kenny, man. Been worried about
what's
you.
up, guys? Trying to get the lighting right here.
Mentioned it. Anthony Volpe and Jack is it Leader? I'm guessing. Played ball against each other, or sorry, with each other. They were teammates in high school, and last night
New Jersey.
they faced off against each other.
That's Morristown, New Jersey. Del Barton. So that's one of the premier boarding schools up here. Costs about as much as a college.
Yeah.
Jeez. That looks like a good.
And then they both committed to Vanderbilt. Imagine that, having that much money. $100-something thousand a year for high school, and then a couple $100,000 a year for. Well, I gotta fix my blanket here in a second. And then a couple $100,000 a year for college. Ugh. But so I guess that you said I'm picking third.
Yeah, you just got the third. You got the third pick.
Alrighty.
Number 3.
We're gonna start this draft here in a minute.
Shout out to Kevin, who won the number 1 pick and is our honorary neutral commissioner for the league. Appreciate you taking the time to make sure we're all trustworthy and honest.
All right, boys. So I'll let you guys pick my next Jello. I'm either doing red or we're doing orange. What do you guys think?
Ooh.
Red's a classic, but I love the orange.
Orange seems like it's the lighter option.
See, the red's the sugar free, so I'm like,
oh, okay, a little opposite.
Worried about like sometimes those sugar free, like those sugar free gummies, you end up pooping your pants for 4 days.
Okay, I have
anybody
to say
remembers
something.
sending those
Ross's
around.
duck. What the heck is Ross's duck dressed like a dinosaur?
It is. Looks like Godzilla.
Oh,
Oh, Chris coming from
come
the
on,
back.
Chris. I had that. I had that, Chris. Come on. I'm not doing so
All
great.
right,
As
Chris taking number 4.
yeah.
My duck was dressed like one
Shout
of the
out again
guards
to
from
Kevin because I
the,
know he's doing a great job keeping up so far. So we'll do 1 or 2 more duck races, and then
He had my duck.
I'll
he had
finish
my
it
duck
off
dressed
with.
like one of the guards from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I mean, you already won.
Yeah. So the
Oh
big
yeah, that's a
question
good
here
one
is,
with the
am I
Trump
going to be
duck
able to
too.
draft from this app, from StreamYard, or am I going to have to switch because I only have one device tonight?
I try to get on the Sleeper app. I think it'll keep your camera open, but I may be wrong.
Let's find out real fast.
Yeah, not
See if it
So I
possible.
was on
kicks you out.
Sleeper earlier anyway.
Learning on the fly, you know.
That's the only way to do it, apparently.
It takes your camera away, but
Oh,
we can still
hear you. We can still hear you. So
That's weird. I can
when
see
it becomes
you guys.
when it turns to your pick, we can give you a little bit of heads up. You can switch over and
There we
tell us
go.
what you're thinking as you're doing it, and then just pop back if you want.
There we go.
The degenerate gambler in
But
me.
appreciate you
Says we
hanging out and
could,
everything, man. Glad to see you.
The degenerate
man,
gambler
glad
in me
to,
says we could bet on this. Like, I'm kind of wanting to put some money down on these duck races.
All right,
I know,
I
right?
got,
These are fun.
I
And especially if
got,
you make them like longer races, they get like a little more because there's a lot of place shifting and everything over like 3 to 5 minutes. It's pretty fun.
I'll throw $5 down on the next race. Screw it, Dan.
Man,
Already
it's
took it.
Cole is a
Dan
Trump.
already,
I'm gonna
Dan already
do
took
yeah.
a
I'm gonna
bunch
do
of my
one.
money.
I'll do one more duck race after this one, so we get our top 6 out of this, and then our final 4 will get. I mean, unless somebody wants to shout in the chat or anything, like if you guys would rather see, more of the duck races, we can literally finish it all out with duck races. All right, it's me and the Santa hat, which I love so much because, fun
All right,
fact,
I'm
I
gonna
do
throw.
wear a
I'm
Santa
gonna throw
hat.
$5 on Landon on the next duck race.
Man's got
$5 on
$5 on
Landon.
Landon.
I think that's what his name was. His name was right.
Yeah,
Landon.
man. I'll all right, give me that
Yeah,
action.
did I spell this right, by the way? Because I was assuming the 3 in his name was an E.
Yeah. You spelled
But
it
I
right.
wasn't sure if it was ON or AN or.
Yeah, I'll throw $5 on me to win this.
All right, here we go, boys. Big money. Whole
Santa
$10.
hat
All
won
right.
last time, so I'm Santa hat this time.
You
Let's go.
good? You good with this one?
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, the winner had the Santa hat on.
I like it a lot.
Hmm.
So as a little bit of side conversation here, Reckless, you actually kind of started it up this morning. I don't know if that Stephen A video that I sent you was the one that you were talking about with him and Dak, but kind of the conversation in the video that I had sent you and everything is basically, is Dak Prescott MVP candidate going into the season, considering I guess the
go
season
off.
he just came off of and everything.
He's gonna go off.
You think so?
One of the NFL execs is like, he's pissed. He's gonna have an MVP caliber season, and the Cowboys are gonna end up with $55 million in dead space because they decided to play fuck games.
Yeah.
And I kind of totally agree because he looks fucking motivated, and I hate the Cowboys.
At least, at minimum, even if he wants to stay with the Cowboys, if you make it partial way through the season without a contract, he might as well just say, you know what, we're done negotiating right now. We'll do it at the end of the season. And he'll just go and negotiate with other teams to get his value, because why wouldn't you? You're not under contract anymore. And then come back and say, look, the Raiders offered me whatever.
Surging. Oh, it's going to be Landon.
Oh, no.
There we go.
All right, I'll have to Venmo you. Where was I at? And he's going to go the Raiders.
Man, called his shot.
65 million, 70 million, or whoever, the Giants, whatever. He's going to come back to the Cowboys and say, match it or beat it. And I think the Cowboys can. I don't think money's the main issue. I think the Cowboys are willing to pay $60 million. But Dak wants like a 2-year contract, maybe 3-year, before he wants to redo it. And I think
Yeah,
the Cowboys
he
need, like
wants a
4 years or
bridge
more.
deal.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I feel like in these days of holding out, he could just sign a 4-year deal and in 2 years, say let's restructure to
Or
match
even
what
one. Look at Jamar Chase.
Seriously, yeah, he could. And I know CD Lamb holding out is one thing, but if Dak holds out, I mean,
Oh yeah,
this should have been the year Dak held out because they really have. You're telling me, okay, Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, what we saw, which was terrible for the most part. Like Dak should have held out this. I mean, he didn't even play, so this was the perfect time he could have held out. But
yeah, I would if I was Dak, I would have held out the entire summer and just been like, pay me.
And it feels like that's what he's doing at the moment, but I don't know. I literally think it's a coin flip. It's 50-50 either way. Either Dak is going to absolutely go off this year. He's going to earn himself a high-end contract at the end of the season, or he won't. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but and in all honesty, I feel like if he comes off of a season that isn't quite worthy of the contract that he's looking for, he might just leave the Cowboys, because we don't offer him enough, and he'll go find somebody else to give it to him. But all right, Ashton, quick question as we finish up this: do you do 4 more? Well, 3 more doses, or you want to finish this off on the 100-yard dash?
I'm interested to see the 100-yard dash.
The other big question is did you guys see the picture of Stephen A with Jerry Jones sitting across from each other?
Ross, Cole.
Yeah, are they getting to do another exclusive
and
interview?
Adam.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hear that. I think
no, was it last year that Steven rode in Jerry's helicopter?
Last year,
I can't remember. They did it. Maybe it's the year before. They did an exclusive interview.
Times.
I like it because Stephen A is one that Stephen A's fine. I like it. I think mostly what he does as a character. He definitely hates the Cowboys, but I think most of what he does as a character.
He's from New York. He's a Giants fan, man.
Well, he said he he was in a serious relationship with a Cowboys fan, and she dumped him, and he decided to hate the Cowboys ever since. But he's always so respectful around Jerry Jones. He kind of, I don't want to say
he's a respectful dude to begin with.
He is. That's why I say it's hard to dislike him because most of what he does is an act. It's not fake like Skip Bayless. It's just kind of an act. But
it's
most of the time he knows what he's talking about. He exaggerates a little bit his opinion. When he has a neutral, not quite neutral, but sway one way, kind of the middle, he'll just you know what, I'll just stand hard on this opinion just for I guess the sake of ratings. I mean, he does have a show that he is responsible for. I get it.
He's on 4.
Yeah, and he I don't know. It's hard to dislike the guy, but I think it's going to be a great interview. It always is.
He's one of the best interviewers ESPN has. I watch him basically every morning now because since I've been in this hospital, they wake me up to take blood first thing in the morning. So I get to watch First Take. So I get to watch Stephen A. Smith when he's dead tired first thing in the morning and he gets real mad.
You get fired up off that first cup of coffee.
Yeah. Oh,
all right. Here we go. We'll keep talking, but I'm just gonna kick off this final race here. So our final 4 guys going: Ashton, Ross, Adam, and Cole. 100-yard dash. The order.
This one isn't just the winner; it's what place we get. This is the only one,
right? So whoever comes in first here will actually get number 7, and then 8, 9, 10.
Man, I feel like he can run so much faster.
Our final 4 places. Oh, I know, right? No, I will say one of the reasons that I enjoyed this one and was talking to you guys about it because I was trying to pick between the duck races and this. This one does take a little longer for them to get across anything, but like the stress factor, I guess, of it, of like just watching these guys go, because I definitely played with it a couple of times. I was like, man, this is close, but it definitely finished everybody, and it gave you like a 1 through 10 finish. Whereas duck
It's
races
like
just kind of
watching.
give you like one at a time, whoever wins the race.
It's like watching Tony Saragusa try to get from one sideline to the other.
About
This
Cole there
reminds
for a
me of,
minute.
like if you're like when you have a dream and you're trying to run in your dream and you just can't run
Oh,
fast.
you just can't. Oh, dude, that's
This
the
is
worst
what this
feeling.
feels like right now. It's like tensing me up. Like, oh, it's close. Come on. And he stops. Stopped running.
Whoever that top one is just won.
That's not over yet.
Oh, you got to get to the end of the end zone.
Yep,
Oh,
Adam.
nice.
Ross, Ashton, and Cole. All right, let me just write it down. I'm pretty sure Kevin's still watching. Adam, Ross,
Shout out to Cole.
Ashton
He
at
was,
number 9, right?
yeah, Cole was a host on Peak One Sports for a while. Bungalow Sports Show. He had a hockey show and a fight show. Former guest, former host, and he's
Yeah, to reach
gonna
out to him and yeah, see if he wants to join up with any of us.
he he says he's back as soon as he gets that itch again. He's gonna be back. He's gonna think we screwed him and just gave him the last pick. Hopefully he's watching. I don't know.
It's gonna be like
Watch
that episode.
the replay. Go back, check it out. All
Yeah.
honest, I just ran the system.
Gonna be like that episode of the
It
league
is what
when
it is.
episode of the league when Ruxin has the stroke. Collusion.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if this will actually work or not, but like our draft order here: Kevin, Apogee
Nice.
Grafix, Kenny, Chris, Dan, Landon, Adam, Ross, Ashton, and Cole.
My team name is
I'm
Turn Your Head
on
and
it, Kevin.
Coughlin.
Let me just make sure our order is ready, as the draft is 7 minutes away, and we can keep talking a little bit. But so NFL season kicking off tomorrow. Kansas City Chiefs versus Baltimore Ravens. Y'all want to talk about that for a minute?
I really want to
Sure.
talk about the game in Brazil too. That one to me is probably the most interesting. You know, there's a gang problem with the color green around the building, and you just put the two biggest green teams in the building.
Yeah. Talk about like no self-awareness at all.
Well, the Eagles are wearing white and black.
Yeah.
Which is the home team there, I think, is Corinthians is the name of the soccer team. So that, like, you know,
did y'all jump to the Friday night game on me?
Are
I have
black
it on my list.
And
sorry, Dan.
But the Green Bay, I don't understand Green Bay. Green Bay's wearing regular ass green. Like what are these NFL fans?
Why can't they just give the Eagles black jerseys?
That's what
and the Packers white jerseys. Like
the Eagles are wearing white.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
It's not even the teams so much, because the teams are going to be dressed in the locker room and on the field. The teams can wear whatever they want. The problem is the fans.
Yeah,
the fans are going to be wearing it. They're going to cause so many issues, because now it's easy for the Packers to wear white jerseys and the Eagles to wear black jerseys or whatever. It's now the fans have to go and either buy the main color of the Eagles or the main color jersey of the Packers, green and green, or you have to, which it's not that easy just to go buy white jerseys. You can online, but we're talking about Brazil. I've never been to Brazil. I don't know, but you're making them.
I mean, in all honesty,
on the fans, they have to go buy alternate colors or a white jersey.
If they're leaving from Philly, like every 3 blocks has literally like a Philly sports store that you can get white Philly jerseys without a problem. Like Philly jerseys in white are super accessible. Like, look, Giants jerseys in white are super accessible up here.
Yeah.
It's really
Brazil,
not hard
I'm not so sure. You think they would ship? I mean, I'm sure they shipped them a ton of jerseys to sell and shirts and stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, whatever. I know that
remember NFL Europe. I feel like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the only person who remembers that because I was talking to
No,
somebody about it.
I used to watch that. I
I
want to
was
say
talking
they
to
had them
somebody
on
about it.
they had them on one of the Madden, maybe it wasn't Madden, but one of the NFL video games. They had the
No,
NFL year.
it was Madden.
It was Madden.
Because
Yeah,
I want to
Kurt
say it was
Warner
even
was on
2004 with the
Yeah, because Kurt
with
Warner was
Michael
on it.
Vick on the cover and the
I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, I
Charlotte
remember
music.
playing with them.
Yeah, because I remember they had the German.
But yeah, no, I
teams.
seem to remember it being that one.
Okay.
Dan. So you want a hot take? Here's your hot
Hit me,
take.
man. You know I love it.
University of Texas, 45. University of Michigan, 12 is going to be the score.
Ooh.
Man,
They're going
all
to
right,
get
hold on to that one
brutalized.
because I have that, but I just want to finish talking NFL before we dive into NCAA.
Gosh.
Taking y'all back a step for me because I definitely wanted to talk about the Green Bay Packers, Philadelphia Eagles game, but Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens tomorrow night. Season kicks off. Who do you got?
Chiefs. Only because only because they're Super Bowl, they're defending champs.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I think the Chiefs come out a little slower than expected. I think Kelsey's going to be a little slower than expected. He spent the whole summer banging Taylor Swift, so he's been a little bit busy.
I mean, it's not a bad reason to be slow.
I think he's just exhausted.
Hey, man, I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
No, I mean,
she's a pretty girl.
I think it's gonna be a tight game, but I'm actually on Kenny's side here. I'm probably gonna take the Ravens, just because I kind of agree. Although, man, honestly, Ashton, I don't think you're wrong necessarily. Every time I've ever bet against Pat Mahomes, I've lost. So, I feel like bold decision even for me to be like, oh, Baltimore Ravens, but yeah, I agree. I think Baltimore gets off to a hotter start than Kansas City does in this very first game.
I agree with Dan here. I think Lamar Jackson's going to go off. I think Mahomes will have a perfectly fine game. I just think it's going to be one of those, that first half, Lamar's going to go off, and it's going to be, it's going to be too much to overcome. And then there's always that Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
You got to worry about.
Yeah, a little bit. I think that's probably what I'm banking on a little bit more too. The Super Bowl hangover, just. But I mean, honestly, like it feels like Kansas City like trimmed the fat. They got rid of Tony. They acquired some defensive guys and signed. I'm dropping his name now, but their big defensive end.
They got rid of Tony finally. That poor guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So I mean, they very well could be like primed, ready to go off to repeat again. But all right, just as we get down to the last 45 seconds before I share the screen here, we'll keep talking. Shout out to the Dapper Dog Academy. Say goodbye to unruly behavior and hello to a well-mannered pup. Owner trainer Korri Bennett has nearly 10 years experience helping your canine companions become the best version of themselves. With personalized training programs tailored to fit your pup's unique personality and needs, Korri's committed to helping your best friends reach their full potential. Contact Korri and the Dapper Dog Academy on Facebook and book a consultation today. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think Kansas City really does have a good chance at trying to run it back. I mean, I definitely think they'll be in the playoffs, but oh crap, I'm trying to do two things at once here. But with this very first game against Baltimore, the rematch, and like you said, Kenny, the Super Bowl hangover and that kind of thing, I think Baltimore wins this one. I think they're a little more ripped and ready to go. We obviously already talked about the Green Bay Philadelphia game on Friday and like the craziness. It just seems like piss poor planning, doesn't it? The whole Green thing.
Mean, the NFL. Do you guys watch Pat McAfee?
Sometimes I do.
Roger
Yeah,
Goodell
something
was
so.
on Pat McAfee's show today, and believe it or not, Roger Goodell invited the entire cast of the Pat McAfee show to go hang out at the NFL offices, in Goodell's office. So keep an eye out for that because that's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it has to do
Yeah,
with
that will be kind of cool.
the NFL just being out of touch with reality. And to be fair, when you plan things in different cities in the US, you don't think about this. I mean, nobody cares.
Well, no,
Go
you
for it,
got to
Kevin.
think about it. You got to think about it the other way, though. This is not the first international game. They did Mexico City, and that was a huge success. Huge success. In my opinion, they should do Mexico City every single year.
Yeah.
But that's just me. You know what I mean?
Just thinking about
No,
you're
I
going to
agree with that.
Brazil and
Kenny, you got the next pick.
I wouldn't think that has
All right, I'm
anything.
switching over real quick.
I wouldn't think, hey, we need to worry about gang colors, but I mean, that's part of the NFL to know when you do things like that. Like, playing games in London, they're a first world country. You don't have to worry as much about that kind of stuff. But it's kind of weird that the two main green colored teams outside of like maybe the Jets would have been, if it was the Jets and Eagles or something, that would have been even worse. But two primarily green teams going to Brazil.
Oh man, he's taking forever. Whoever TNDX is. You guys are.
Yeah, it looks like he's
pick.
Yeah, he might not be online.
He's not here. Not in. Yeah.
It'll auto draft him.
Actually, I meant to reach out to see if he was available to jump on with us, but
I know he isn't. He is.
I was also hoping Chris would make it, but he's a busy guy with a nice football coaching schedule going on. So shout out to Chris and his team and hard work they're putting in. Shout out to Friday Night Football. Feel free to check us out. This Friday we'll actually be streaming remote. Yeah, I feel like I keep wanting to say like on location, but on location would be wrong because that would be at the football game. But we'll be doing this one remotely from our Peak One studio, it'll be a good time. Ashton, our producer behind the scenes for Friday Night Football, put together a real cool setup for us to do kind of a Manning cast-esque type show.
You boys ready for this?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm watching. I see you. It's your turn. Saquon Barkley. Man, I'm not gonna lie. That pisses me off a little bit just because I have Saquon Barkley in my other two leagues, and I was kind of hoping to get him for this.
I just think he's going to be running behind an offensive
CeeDee
line
Lamb had to go.
That he has not had. Saquon has not had an offensive line remotely close to what he has in Philadelphia. And that Hard Knocks episode just keeps pissing me off. So I figured, what, if I'm going to be pissed, I might as well get something out of it. At the end of the day.
Well, the problem with I'm in 7 different leagues here. The problem is I'm every week going to have a player that I have on one of my rosters and then on another league I'm playing against. So it's really difficult. You almost just have to let go with the flow. Like you try playing your head, I hope this guy does this good or whatever. And, so, and then sometimes you have I'm a Cowboys fan and I'm playing the Eagles. And if I have like Dallas Goedert as my tight end or whatever, like I want him to do good, but not too good. And he be the only one that does good. It's a problem with playing too many fantasy football leagues.
Dallas Goedert. I don't play that game anymore.
I'm taking all the time here. But quick opinion from you boys, because I feel like I know where I'm going to go here. But would you go receiver or running back here on this pick?
If I were you, this is what I would do. You need to pick. Hold on, I'm scrolling down. Colts.
Is it?
Taysom Hill.
Jerome
Is it
Ford.
Justin
Pick
Tucker?
Jerome Ford, number 1 overall. Oh, Justin Tucker, that'd be a good one too.
Taysom Hill.
It feels like a little bit of a reach. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna take Breece Hall.
That's a good pick. Because Rodgers is gonna miss at least a couple of games. And they're gonna rely on
Yeah, I
Breece
mean,
Hall,
I was real tempted to take Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine the other day during our other draft, and it was basically that, like, receivers are easier to come by, especially in like a PPR league. Quality
I
running
forgot
backs
to ask
are
that.
harder.
Are we a full PPR, half PPR? What's our format here?
Full PPR, I believe.
Full. Okay, cool.
Ashton, you set the league up.
I think it by default is full PPR unless you change it.
That'll be that that actually makes my Saquon pick look even better. Saquon catches a lot of balls.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I like Saquon a lot too. I think the unfortunate side, he won't get as many like touches, handoffs with Philadelphia just because of Hurts. But I think he'll get more receptions, more tosses.
He'll get more yards,
or at least similar to what he was getting from the Giants. Yeah, and he'll definitely get like more yards and bigger plays.
Did you see
I think
the quote from Sean today?
Wizard Upside Down says wide receiver all the way.
He was Sean was talking to.
Keep going, Kenny.
I forget who it was, but Sean. There's a video of Sean. He was talking to crap. I forget which GM it was, and they're like, "Well, you're lucky you don't have to be scouting a quarterback." And it's like, you just fucking paid Daniel Jones because you're an idiot, and now you're scouting quarterbacks. Also, let me know because I'm on a small screen, so I can't really see when it's my pick.
Yeah, you're good. It's on 10 now, so you got some
like 8 more picks.
All right, word. Like that said, the big one that I think is going to be a huge letdown for certain people, because he's been so reliable for so long. I think Alvin Kamara is going to finally. I think the wheels are finally falling off the rest of the way down there in New Orleans for him. That and Michael Thomas stubbed his toe on a table again. He's gonna miss the season this year again. Sorry, that's I don't know if you guys got that joke because that's what started his whole.
First round went 50-50 running backs and receivers.
Okay.
You guys do know that Michael Thomas, the wide receiver, like the first injury that he got was because he broke his toe on a coffee table. And that's like why he hasn't played a full season since.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about the video where
receivers,
Zeke looks like
those feet?
Can we talk about the video where Zeke looks like where he's running through that machine? It looks like he just ate like 5 shots to the nuts.
Garrett Wilson, huh? All right. Yeah. It was bad enough he looked slow going through the drill, and then the fact that he had to like stop because he got sack tapped.
I like Zeke, being a big Ohio State guy. As much as I hate the Cowboys, like I don't wish the guy any ill will, or I just don't think he's gonna have anything remotely productive. I think he's just basically there for moral support and pick up a couple of third down touches here and there and maybe steal some touchdowns.
Yeah.
For sure. If he's anything but like that third down back position, we're in trouble.
Deep trouble. You guys still got that dude who's like 4'1"?
Deuce Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of on the chopping block. He may go.
He's 5'6".
Maybe he'll make it. Yeah, to be fair. I mean, is there much of a difference though?
I mean, I'm 5'9". Like there's no way he's 5'6". I've seen pictures of him. There's no way.
With his helmet
Look it
on,
up, man.
he might be
Yeah.
5'6". Please.
Yeah. What's he wearing? Hockey skates on the field? Add
You
another
get a
5
solid
inches.
inch on some cleats.
Oh crap! This is my turn. My bad. My bad, everybody. I'm so
And then
caught
I'm
up in the
after you,
conversation.
right?
Chase Brown.
I
That's your
think
next
you're
pick.
two after me. Oh,
Yeah, 2
man.
more picks, didn't he?
See, once again, I'm torn between running back and receiver.
Just pick yourself, Dan.
I mean, I am the greatest football player that ever lived.
Chad
Shame I got
Ochocinco,
injured.
Montreal Owlets.
You draft Johnny Manziel.
Baker Mayfield.
He's on here.
Man,
I
I
think
almost
he's
want to
actually
reach
going to have a decent season.
for Jonathan Taylor, but I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs. All right, Chris is picking right now, Kenny, and then you're next.
All right, I'm going to swap over, so you're going to lose my camera for a minute.
Man, some of y'all are some dirty players here trying to convince me to draft some. Who's going to tell me to draft Des Bryant next?
Me.
Oh, Chris broke the seal and took the first quarterback. Took Josh Allen.
College football maniac, says Chad Powers.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all are trying to set me up, man.
Ooh, this is
over here.
All right, so we can wrap up some of the NFL talk we have going. I mean, I know we're doing the draft and everything right now, so we can always come back to it a little bit. But week 1 games you guys are excited about? Players, any teams, anything like that? Obviously, Cowboys play the Browns Sunday midday. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's one I feel pretty confident about.
I mean, we're talking NFL. I'm a little bit more excited right now with how college is going. I think.
I mean, I'm bringing that up next, so don't sweat it. I was just wondering if there's any NFL games that we're excited about this week. Obviously, the Monday night game is the Jets versus the Niners. I imagine the Niners are just going to roll right over them. So, but it will be Aaron Rodgers' return to the grand stage. So,
hey Dan, $5 says Aaron.
Kenny,
Rodgers
you're up.
pop.
Sorry,
I just took my pick. I'm up again. Shit.
Yeah,
it came back to you. Yeah,
you have
well,
an
you're
auto
3,
picks
so.
between you. There's only 2 guys of 3 picks in between.
Oh, holy crap!
Oh yeah, Tony's going to be on auto pick now. So. We also got our first tight end off the board with Sam Laporta.
Yeah, now you have your second.
Oh, Kelsey off the board. Bold pick.
This is when it's going to.
I don't feel like either one of those guys will be number 1 this year.
It's this is where it unrolls. People get pressured and then they start picking.
No, I wanted Kelsey in like 4 different leagues. This is the first time I'm getting him. I kept missing out on him by 1 pick.
Just you don't think he'll come back to you?
I did not see him coming back around.
That's always the difference with leagues and stuff.
I'm
happy with
player. I need to take. I know who I'm taking. Don't do it.
I'm happy with Puka though. Getting Puka.
Well, I mean, tell me who it is so I can
right
take
back
him.
and back.
You better not take him. I'm going to take with my next pick in the 3rd round. Geno Smith. Do not take him.
You're gonna take Geno Smith?
Don't do it.
For some reason, I don't believe you.
I'm gonna take.
Hey, this is his year, man. I know. I mean, he's just getting better. Right?
It's honestly shocking how much better he's gotten.
The ceiling is the floor with him.
It's like since he left the Jets, it's shocking how much better he's gotten. Kind of, there's a. If you lived up here, you guys would understand. But it's the running joke is that the Jets are just plain cursed, and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Do you have a story behind that of why they're cursed? Because it doesn't count unless you're like the Cubs or the Red Sox and have something. Okay, good job. You didn't pick them.
Um,
We need a
I-
reason that they're cursed.
I think Joe Namath said something, and then showed up in that
TJ
stupid
Houshmandzadeh.
fur, and showed up in that stupid fur coat, and ran his mouth after they won the first one.
Oh yeah, after they won, yeah, you could say that. What an overrated quarterback, Joe Namath.
Hey, here's a fun
Picked by
trivia
Landon,
question
almost
for
took a
you.
chain.
Here's a fun
You're up, Ashton.
trivia question for you guys. How many Ohio State quarterbacks have started the Super Bowl?
How many Ohio State quarterbacks have started the Super Bowl?
Fuss for Pat Mahomes, Ashton.
Dude, you almost
say it again. How many what?
Ohio State starting quarterbacks have started the Super Bowl, like after they left college?
None.
Well, hold on. Let me think about it. That's what I was going to say was none.
Zero.
Think about it.
Zero. Correct.
There aren't really good quarterbacks that come out of there. A lot of
you're back up, Ashton.
What?
There's plenty of good quarterbacks that came out of Ohio State. But you know who's going to be the first one? And I'm predicting it now. CJ Stroud.
Terrell Pryor.
CJ Stroud. Terrell Pryor.
He might.
I'll tell you who it is. I just don't know his name yet. He's in 4th grade right now.
Tell you who it isn't. Yeah.
It's going to be CJ Stroud. And it's going to be with Houston. And you guys are all going to be pissed about it.
Why would we be pissed? Because we don't like.
There went Jalen Hurts. Man, a lot of quarterbacks going early.
Will we be pissed because it's the Texans? I don't hate the Texans.
Oh, I just assumed you guys hated.
I mean, we hate Houston, but the Texans are kind of like the little brothers of the Cowboys.
So you guys hated them when they were the Oilers and they were good, and
Yeah,
Steve McNair was
sure.
there.
Yeah. That was
And
a
now
real rivalry. The Cowboys Oilers, that was a rivalry, man.
Yeah, I was a bit young and not well versed in Texas
Well,
football.
they came out at the same time. They both came out in 1960. So.
Well, I mean, and Steve McNair was like the first black quarterback to have like real success in the NFL. Which
Is that about Warren Moon?
I thought McNair was before.
McNair was there for like 1 year, I think, maybe 2.
I thought McNair was there longer than that. So
no, he was there when they switched to when they relocated to Tennessee. But yeah, Warren Moon was the.
Okay, yeah. Well, Warren Moon, the first one to have any real success. Well, if you guys don't have anything on in the background, the 30 for 30 where the Giants lost to the Ravens in the Super Bowl is on.
Why are you hurting yourself like that? Why are you making yourself watch that? I mean, I would watch the last time the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl. My VCR doesn't work anymore.
Well, I mean, the Giants have won 2 Super Bowls since then, so I'm all right.
That's a good point.
I was in Afghanistan when they won that first one against New England. Well, I guess
that was right before I left for Iraq. I was leaving for Iraq. I left for 2 weeks later. That was an interesting one.
Kenny, you have the next pick.
Right,
why is JJ McCarthy rated higher than Bryce Young?
Am I on the clock? Because I can't see.
No, you're next.
Not yet. You got. There's a little over a minute for Chris. He hasn't logged back in for his pick. If you're looking for a superior energy drink to replace those inferior caffeinated beverages, W contains 0 maltodextrin, 0 fillers, 0 artificial colors or dyes, and 0 proprietary blends. Coffee fruit extracts the star of this beverage, helping you focus and energize without jitters or crash. Order W today using code PEAK1 and enjoy 10% off your order today. I just ordered some more too, actually, so I'm excited. I got that Galaxy grenade.
You guys got any non-caffeinated beverages with that company, you think?
W does have a non-caffeine
I'll have to try one
version of their stuff, yeah. And they've also got like some hydro whatever.
I'll have to try some of that
that
because
are also
caffeine.
pretty good.
I get super sensitive to caffeine, so I'll have to try some of that. I have to
Yeah, a
order
buddy of
some.
mine's the same way, but this definitely doesn't give you like that same like jittery caffeinated whatever, you know. So
Yeah.
last 10 seconds for Chris.
Now here's
5,
where it gets
4,
interesting
coming
for
up to you,
me.
Kenny. 2, 1.
Oh, damn it! Who did he take? Ah, fuck. All right. Well, that makes it easier. All right, we're gonna go for a little bit of a slight reach here, guys. Not a big one. I
That's not a bad
like
pick.
that one.
Diggs.
Yeah, I
Deebo
like that.
Samuel.
Well, I like
Back to
CJ
Kevin.
Stroud, and I think CJ
Hang
Stroud's
on.
gonna have.
It's gonna come back to you kind of quick. Kevin's gonna go back to back, and then Tony's gonna auto draft.
And then it's back to me.
Yep.
Word. I think
But,
CJ Stroud's gonna
I'll give you a heads
year.
up when Kevin makes his first pick, but he's gonna go back to back. There's his first, Brandon Ayuk.
All right, I'm switching over anyway.
Kevin putting together a pretty decent roster here with the number 1 pick. Malik Nabbers, and then Dalton Kincaid, and you, Kenny.
Ah, he got neighbors, that bastard.
Then I think Chris is gonna auto draft, and it'll be my turn.
I don't know if I go for another reach here.
I know we already talked Rangers, but Elvis Andrews retiring as a Ranger,
which I love. He had such a great career here.
Yeah.
Hey, mine just said cannot be processed at the time.
And I mean, I was sad to see him go.
Yeah,
Swift.
One of my
favorite players.
All right, cool. I got Swift. That's what I was
looking
looking for.
Swift.
Yeah, no, it just said for some reason it popped up unable to be processed. Word.
Chris took George Kittle.
See, my big problem
I wonder how frustrated Chris is that he missed the pick.
I'm glad I didn't get the first overall pick this year because I have a real hard time with Christian McCaffrey because you know he's going to miss some games no matter what happens. But he's so effective that you just can't pass on him. It's, like the Adrian Peterson effect from like 12 years ago where the guy's he's going to put up a bunch of numbers, but he's going to miss 5-6 games.
Yeah, it's always a tough one. And then if he has like an amazing year and you don't pick him.
Right. Let's talk the holdout, like Hassan Reddick for the Jets. Do you guys think he plays? How long do you think he holds out for? Sorry, I'm leaning back and moving my I
think as soon as he gets fined, he's going to come back.
See, I don't think the Jets have the balls to fine him.
I think the NFL fines him though, don't they?
I agree.
He's allowed to sit out. Look
well,
what
but
Le'Veon
see,
Bell did.
They still have to pay.
Well, even
take
CeeDee Lamb, for example. With his holdout and everything, he was supposed to pay like $3 million in fines. I think it might have been team fines that were probably waived in the end by the Cowboys. But I mean,
I think I
don't feel like the fines necessarily
that they take the fines out once they're working into their contract.
That's what I'm saying. I think the majority of the time players end up working into the contract where either the fines are waived if it's by the team or the team cover those fines.
I'll just be honest with you. I don't think Reddick wants to play there.
Yeah.
I think he's pissed about being traded from the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to play for the Jets.
Because I mean, honestly, I feel like I think about this kind of thing every year when the draft comes up, and it's like, man, if I was a player that was getting drafted by like just a shit team, right? The Browns, the Jets, the Raiders, arguably, there's a number of teams in the league and everything that I just would not want to be drafted by, and it's not because I won't get paid; it's because they don't have a chance.
You know what team I wouldn't want to get drafted by, and the Mannings were right about it the whole damn time?
Chargers?
Exactly. They treat their players like crap.
Yeah.
Like, I've read so many reports from the ownership group. I'm sure it'll be different with Harbaugh there now. Harbaugh being a coach's coach or being a player's coach, even though he cheats at the college level.
You're the second fiddle to the Rams, also. I mean, barely anybody in LA likes you.
Yeah,
as a team.
Like that, nobody liked him in San Diego. Like, I mean, you're technically the third fiddle of California teams because there's still a huge contingent of Oakland Raiders fans there that are also, remember, don't forget the 90s, the LA Raiders. Like,
yeah,
all the,
Oh crap!
LL
Shout
Cool
out
J
Kevin.
wearing
I did not notice. The Cole took a defense here with his sixth pick. Took the 49ers. That's a bold decision.
That's actually a
I
decent
don't worry
pick.
about it too much. Usually I swap out defenses every week anyways to just figure out who the best match or the worst matchups I guess are.
I stream
Whoever
as
has the
well.
worst
Oh, sorry,
offense.
Kenny, you're up.
Hold on. I do that with kickers. Yep, I got it. I'm switching over.
My bad.
Somebody will pick Justin Tucker.
Yeah, usually in drafts and stuff,
by the 10th
pick
round, Justin Tucker will be picked.
All right,
Somebody
here's another.
Oh,
here's
probably,
another
probably.
weird. Here's another weird reach, guys. You guys are gonna laugh at this one.
Mostert. I mean, that's not a bad one. Mostert and a chain seem to kind of go back and forth with carries a lot. You're back up, Kenny.
Oh Jesus! Every time I switch over.
Kevin took Anthony Richardson.
What quarterbacks are left? No love for Dak, man. Dak at least is going to get you some fantasy points. He's that regular season quarterback. Richardson's good. He's just been. You didn't get to see a lot from him last year because he got hurt.
This is where. How much time do I have left?
I mean, he also has the scramble upside. Minute and
how
a half.
much?
Yeah,
I got some time. All
minute
right.
20.
This is where it gets interesting. You know what? We're gonna do another reach here, just because I think he's gonna blow the doors off of people this year, and I think he's gonna shock a lot of people.
Rico Dowdle. Oh, okay. No, Jared Goff, 14 of his games this year are indoors, and he is one of the better indoor playing quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I like the coaching staff up there in Detroit right now. Dan, congratulations! You got me to admit
I
that
love Dan Campbell
from Michigan is impressing me.
Second defense off the board. Chris took the Cowboys.
I think Dan Campbell, but you were talking about flip-flopping earlier. I do that with kickers a lot. It used to be my go-to move. I didn't keep a kicker for more than a week. I would literally examine what the weathers were going to be like, and whatever kicker was like available, I'd plug that kicker in. Learn that trick from Taco on the league.
Okay, no. You can't be taking advice from Taco on the league. He was the worst, although that's not a terrible idea. If you're not able to get like one of the top.
Yeah, but when he got sober, suddenly
that's the episode. An idiot savant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was like,
literally the episode I'm talking about.
The idiot
savant. And I picked up your quarterback's kicker, so every time you score a touchdown, this guy gets a point.
Every time Peyton Manning scores one touchdown, I get a point.
Yeah,
that's actually.
I'll be right back. Y'all keep it going.
Oh, that's not a bad. I missed that episode. That's not a bad idea. Like whoever your team is playing, or whoever.
I used to that shit all the time.
Cancel out one of his one of his points. All right, I'm after Ross. See here. I got it. Man, thinking about taking George Pickens, but the lack of a quarterback. Say lack of a quarterback, lack of a good quarterback. They have two very slightly below average quarterbacks in Pittsburgh.
I disagree with you. I think Justin Fields is slightly above average, and he's
the
kind
backup.
of got. I give it 2 weeks.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take Pickens.
I give it 2 weeks, and then Fields starts. Because look at Justin Fields was perfectly serviceable in Chicago with nobody there.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is going to show up with his pink nail polish and throw a temper tantrum 24/7.
You're not wrong.
I got no real hate for the kid. Like, paint your nails, have fun, do whatever you want to do. But you're playing major college football, and you're crying in the stands in your mom's arms because you lost like a meaningless game. Like grow up, buddy. Like, this is football. This isn't.
He's
it's
back.
football.
We're talking about him. We're talking about him crying. He's back.
No. He won.
I could hear y'all the whole time, man. Wireless headset.
Oh,
He won. No, Dan won our AIT intramurals for us, man.
yeah.
Come on. And he was our star
Those QB.
quarterback. He's
I
our
also
star
broke a rib
quarterback.
in that tournament.
I broke my hand.
I'm
in
the
that
only
tournament.
person I know that has broken a rib in flag football.
I broke like 2 fingers that one.
I
Sergeant
broke a
Dover
rib.
thought it was funny.
I broke a
you?
rib. What? I guess
You
it
did
wasn't flag football. It was more like tag football. It was our turkey bowl. It was on Thanksgiving, and Landon, who's in here, who's my nephew, I was defending him, and he just broke my ankles. And I just don't know how to fall. I'm not an athlete, so I fell very weird. I don't know how I fell. I fell on my elbow. I jabbed myself with my elbow onto the ground. I don't even know how I was flexible enough to do that. But yeah, I fractured a rib.
Who's the and now the name is escaping me. It's probably the medication, the sleeping meds. But just finally re-signed his contract with San Francisco.
Ayuk.
Offensive tackle. No, not Ayuk. The offensive tackle.
Oh,
He's just
Yeah,
trying
I
to
missed
distract
that
you
one.
when it's your
oh
pick.
shit, it's my turn.
No,
He's
sorry.
doing it on purpose.
No, I would have thought of something more clever than that.
Oh,
Ask him a riddle right before his next pick.
I don't know if
Okay,
I know any
Dan,
riddles.
should I take KJ Costello or Marquise Lee with my next pick?
You should take George Costello. Or George Costanza, rather.
Yeah.
that's what I was
It's-
gonna say. I was like, did you mean George
it's-
Costanza?
It's soup season.
No
That,
soup for you. No soup for you.
That meme popped up right before the draft. I wanted to bring it up. It was in my Facebook, and I was just like, "Oh God, it's soup season. He's warming up."
You know, with all this talking, I have not been paying attention to my bye weeks, but I'm doing pretty good.
I feel like I'm doing okay. All right, I think.
Kind of. I mean, I don't have the same position on the same bye week, so I guess that's pretty good.
I just
Take
man, I
Nick
don't
Chubb.
like
Somebody take Nick
Denver,
Chubb since
Denver's
he's not going to play
offense.
to the
So
ninth.
I'm going Zamir White.
Take Nick Chubb. I don't think he's going to play till week 8.
So Adam,
Yeah, actually, in
Yeah,
one of my other leagues, I have
Good
Nick
quarterback,
Chubb, but I
yeah.
also have Ford because he's not going to start.
Dan, you and Adam, neither of y'all have taken a quarterback yet.
Yeah, Adam's got to answer me about those T-shirts so I can fucking put that order in.
Chris did it. I told you before
Chris took
10th
Tucker.
round, the 10th round, he took in the 8th round.
It's my turn coming up, right?
with his 8th pick. Man,
It's your turn right now.
Word. Let's see.
does
What do I want?
Tucker have like a late bye week? Because honestly, that's one of my things. Like I
14. His
I
bye
usually
week
pick my
is
kicker
14.
super late, but I like to pick somebody with like a late bye week, and then I don't swap them out for like the whole damn season.
Yeah, Adam, quarterbacks are a dime a
Boom.
dozen.
My
I'm
man
not saying-
Adam knows
I'm not
exactly
saying-
what my strategy is here.
I'm not criticizing you. I'm just it's interesting y'all haven't picked one yet. That's usually what I do. Like if I don't get one of the top few quarterbacks, then I'm like, I'll just wait. Okay.
Oh, I got
Honestly, I
Xavier Worth-
used to draft a tight end like round 5 religiously, and then around round 7 I would get my quarterback. But I found a few like seasons ago or whatever, like outside of like the top 2, maybe 3
Penny, your turn.
quarterbacks,
I'm up
they're
again.
all
Okay,
about
hold
the
on.
same.
Yeah, that's true. Again,
Yeah,
it's just
you
like
get like a nice
strategy with
long wait
defense.
and then like a super short one. Sorry, say that again,
It's like-
Ashton.
It's like my strategy with defenses. Really, quarterbacks, you can kind of just say, okay, they're playing this team, so like Patrick Mahomes might not do so great in week 1 because they're playing the Ravens. But you pick, if you pick a quarterback in the AFC North, their division's a lot harder. It matters who they're playing.
Somebody give me a countdown because I can't see the clock.
You have a minute 15 seconds.
Alrighty. I'm looking for someone
Minute
specific
10.
and I'm not seeing them. Not playing the Zach Ertz game again. No, not who I'm looking for. You know what? We're gonna go. Fuck it. We're not. I'm not that desperate yet. Let's see who do I got here. You know what? Here you go, boys.
Backup quarterback.
I'm not gonna lie, you saved me from myself right there. Because if he came back to me this round, I was gonna take him.
No, I needed a second quarterback. Got what? Like God forbid.
And I'm
Goff
not gonna lie
takes
to
a
you,
bad
I
hit.
did not want him. I hate Dak Prescott enough. Like, don't get me wrong, because I've said this before too. He's a fantastic fantasy quarterback, but I hate him in the regular
But
season, and I
when you
really
have-
don't want to root for him in
If you
any
have them,
capacity.
yeah, exactly. If you have them in it's kind of like a win-win or a lose-lose. If you have him in fantasy
Yeah.
and he happens to do bad, you're upset because your team did bad, and then he's also on your fantasy team. It's kind of like betting
Yes,
against your own
100%.
team. You're going to win either way.
No, I'm a Giants fan. It's not like I was going to take Daniel Jones for anything.
That's not because you're a Giants fan, though. That's just because nobody has taken it. Let me look. Let me find Daniel Jones here. See what his percentage is drafted.
I think it was like 247. I think I just saw it.
247 leagues.
No, 247. Like the average pick for like somebody who's got like a 30-team league. Like it was something insane.
Where you kind of have to pick him.
Yeah, basically.
Now he's starting in 24% of rosters, and he is on 70% of all rosters.
Oh, who knows? Maybe he decides he wants to play football this year.
24% of people they got to be like those 30 league teams. 24% are starting him.
I was in like an 18-team league, and that was like every single pick was like a deep pick. Like if you didn't get first, second, or third, like
down to 10 seconds. Man, this
Like
fool's gonna end up auto drafting the guy I want. Watch.
Because he's the next pick.
Okay, never mind. It worked out.
Who do the Giants play week 1, Kenny?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention at all ever since that episode of Hard Knocks where they basically were like, "Well, fuck it, let him go shop himself," and then they let fucking Saquon Barkley
Vikings.
walk.
Playing the Vikings.
Okay, it's not, I mean,
No, that's true.
you
Could
could
be worse.
start Daniel Jones, I guess, if you had no other option.
Who else are we gonna start?
All right, Adam, if you're still in here watching,
I meant
I'm
fantasy.
going to continue to press
not the
him.
Giants. The Giants are going to.
Adam and I are the only ones that haven't drafted quarterbacks yet.
No, I meant fantasy players
is
are
that
starting.
Adam Russell?
Yeah, it's your boy, your co-host, man.
Yeah, he didn't answer.
We've
me.
only
I
got
need a
one
fucking
Adam, man.
t-shirt. I need a fucking t-shirt size from
He
him.
did say he needed a break from you in the off season, so I think that's why he's ignoring you.
No, okay. I'll just send him. I'll just send him more dick pics. That usually gets his attention.
I mean,
yeah, he's got that
that would
phone
get
that
a
can
lot of
zoom
people's
in pretty
attention.
far, so I think you're okay there. Quit distracting me. I'm trying to pick here. Let's see here.
Ross went and took a second quarterback. Adam took Tua.
You are now the only one without a quarterback. It's not cool anymore.
What size shirt does your son wear? Make a reckless send that.
No, I need to send him one because week one,
Landon took the
we're
Jets
all gonna
defense.
wear them.
How many more rounds we got? 1, 2, 6 more rounds. Okay.
Speaking of which, since we're talking sports a little bit, do you
I
guys
just
see
realized
the?
I'm on camera doing that.
Do you guys
Okay.
see the?
Cole took Aubrey.
Hold on. What are y'all's thoughts on picking? No, never mind. Never mind.
Your
Not gonna
nose?
do it.
Your butt?
No. Well, I was gonna pick a defense, but my quarterback plays in week 1, so.
Do you guys see the video of the dude from who ran over the Johnny Hockey and his brother? Bitching at
The
the
one
judge
where
that
he's like denied bail or whatever.
yeah, they're like, you're gonna be in here till at least Thursday, and I have to stay in here till Thursday. I hope they play that in court. Because like 8:00 at night, I know exactly where it is. It's the middle of nowhere. Like there was no reason for the dude to try to pass them on the right. Like it would have taken 10 seconds for him to wait and then just go past them. Like the roads are fairly wide. Like that's like chicken country, man. Like people own farms. There's not like
Ashton took
much
a
going
second
on
quarterback.
You want to know
Yeah.
why I did that? There's
Man.
only one reason why I did that. All the receivers and running backs up top had bye week similar. I didn't want to take a defense yet, and so I thought I'll take another quarterback. That's one less that Dan can take. I don't know if that you even had interest in Brock Purdy, but
I'm worried about.
I'm not gonna
Brock
lie to
Purdy.
you.
I don't know how long he's
I
gonna
thought
be effective.
I thought the exact same thing out of Ross's strategy when I saw he just took Kyler Murray. And I'm
Dude,
wondering if he heard me say like we're the only
everybody
ones
just
looking for
take
quarterbacks.
Everybody
and
just start taking quarterbacks just so Dan can have a good one. Let's just all take him. Make him have to get Kirk Cousins or something.
and then watch Kirk Cousins wins MVP.
force me to trade my first pick.
That's a thought
Landon,
too.
I
I'll
hope
just
you're
keep drafting
watching.
quarterbacks.
Landon, I hope you're watching. Landon, I
That'd be
hope you're
hilarious.
watching.
That'd
That
be
was
hilarious.
my pick.
Oh,
It was
my
literally
God.
coming back to me. Jordan Love coming back
Landon,
to
are
me.
you watching
Everybody's
right
talking
now?
shit now.
Dude, Jordan Love's gonna have a fucking monster year this year.
And there's no reason he shouldn't have come back to me. I'm so mad right now. Oh my God. I hate all of you so much.
All right, I'm gonna go pick.
Caleb
CJ
Williams
Stroud
is
real quick.
available, man.
Landon
Caleb
is watching.
Williams,
Oh my
Jaden
God.
Daniels.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I was literally going to get the quarterback I wanted. And then you took him
Okay,
the
he
pick
doesn't pick a
before.
quarterback. Come on. Chris, Kenny, Kevin, Tony.
Fuck me.
Let's just go. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert. Hey, Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence are both available. Like 3 years ago, that would have been really good.
I'm up,
quarterback
right?
play.
I'm
Is that me?
Yes, it's you.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I refuse to trade with any of you assholes.
Hey,
Oh my God.
I'll trade you. I'll give you Brock Purdy.
Seriously, I need to hear it from Landon because I need the honest truth, right? There's no way you were going to draft Jordan Love right there. You were going to take somebody else, and you heard us talking shit. Everybody talking about like take quarterbacks from Daniel, and then you took Jordan
Will
Love.
Levis. Yeah,
I know.
Hey,
I feel like I
hey,
know in
hey,
my heart of hearts.
Hey Dan, did you see who I took?
Herbert.
Actually, just
Yeah.
dropped Herbert in our 6-man league.
So who's gonna? You can get Aaron Rodgers.
He's-
That wouldn't be a
you have
bad
3
if he stays
quarterbacks
healthy.
right now.
Aaron Rodgers is
what are
gonna
you gonna
blow his
do?
other Achilles.
It's your pick, Kevin.
Kevin.
I mean,
Kenny.
reckless. I was reading Kevin's comment when I said that. Just go ahead, take
Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
No. Check this one out. Hold on. I got to search it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, here we go.
Take another quarterback.
There we go. That's always my
Good
my
one.
crazy reach pick. I love Taysom Hill. I love me some Taysom Hill.
Twice in a row now. So now Kenny, you're on my shit list for taking my guy.
What, Taysom Hill?
Do you have a tight end?
No, Godwin.
Yeah.
Or sorry, that was Chris. That was Chris. My bad. So Chris
I
just
always
made my
end
shit
up-
list for taking Chris Godwin.
I always end up taking Taysom Hill because he's usually good for anywhere between 3 and 6 points a game on average, and then I'll have one where I'll put like 25 up.
I can't believe it. Come on, Neon Super Shrimp. What are you thinking?
Dan, take
I'm
Trevor
gonna take
Lawrence.
Jake Ferguson.
Okay.
Everybody else take quarterbacks.
Well, he's already picked his quarterback, so I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess he still needs a backup quarterback, but at this point, I mean, he has a backup quarterback. He just needs a starter now. I'm sorry, Dan. I'll stop talking shit.
No, you're good. Honestly, I think it's really funny and kind of awesome. We'll see what happens. I mean, there are some. I know Ross loves to try and do like trades, preseason trades, whatever. Of course, with us drafting as late as we are, I don't think any trades will go through early enough. For well, we could always push it through or something, I guess, but we'll see what, if any, offers I get tonight. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not like
I don't-
against Jaden Daniels, and there's still some other quarterbacks I can grab too, but
I mean, it's hard to say anything negative
Ugh.
about him. Like, it's not going to work
that
because
was
we don't
definitely
know.
for Jordan Love. Yeah. I mean, it's the funniest, best part about fantasy football is because I mean the reality is, you know, the team you end up drafting is not usually the team you finish with, and Kevin and I were having a conversation the other day when we were drafting one of our other leagues, and we were talking about. I'd seen an article or something that was talking about how, at least on Yahoo, if you get like a really good grade on your draft, you're probably not going to make the playoffs. If you get a really bad grade on your draft, you probably make the playoffs, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I mean, it's such a long season and so many things can happen between, draft day and the end. So
that's fantasy NFL too. If you get like a B minus, you're probably making the playoffs. You get like an A, you're gonna get fucked with injury.
Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, a little bit of topic of discussion as we close out the final 4 rounds, I think it is. Talk a little college football. Obviously, week 1 in the books. Plenty of blowouts by like all the top 10 teams. Sans
I mean,
FSU.
LSU blew that game, and Kelly is. I love the fact
Yeah,
that
let's
Brian
talk about
Kelly. That Brian, congratulations on your 20 bucks. I'm really
honestly,
glad.
I wish I would have seen your text about FSU because I was totally down to go like double or nothing on another game, and then
I'm really
I saw
glad.
your message
I'm really
too
glad
late.
you didn't.
And what was funny about it was I expected FSU to win. I did not expect them to cover the spread. So I was totally going to give you FSU minus, what was it, like 16 and a half. And then it ended up totally working out the absolute opposite way. Like, Boston College wins outright. So it was really kind of funny. And I was definitely telling my girlfriend, like, damn, like I saw the message for this like right after the game started, and I was like, damn it! Like if I would have known, I totally would have given him like double or nothing and like see what happens. But yeah, rough game for FSU. Ultimately, Ashton, I think you were the one that said this to me right after they got beat by Georgia Tech, and
I
it was
did.
just that Florida State's overrated this year. And to be honest, after losing to Georgia Tech and still getting a top 10 spot, I thought that was crazy anyway.
Is that because they did it was
lose.
week 0 technically, so they didn't even change
You
the
know, to be
ranking?
honest, I was wondering that same thing. Like maybe they just didn't change the rankings because it was a
No,
week 0 game. I don't know how that
no.
works necessarily.
Was it
Oh,
Georgia
my
Tech
bad.
or was
My
it
bad,
Virginia
guys. Keep
Tech?
going.
No, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I mean Georgia Tech is better than
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
they've been in years. Which is good for Georgia Tech and it's good for the whole ACC. The big problem with Florida State right now is what happened last year. I think they still have that chip on their shoulder of losing their quarterback and then just getting, like, well, then you don't get to play in the playoff because you lost a quarterback. And then you take a look back, what 6-7 years before that, and Ohio State's on their third string quarterback and wins a national title against Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, beats Alabama in the semis and then beats Oregon in the finals. Like it was definitely not a fair situation, but what's the name of the coach down there in Tallahassee? Not can't remember his name, but Billy Napier, I think. But around the second quarter of that game,
Napier, I think, is Florida, isn't he?
was it? I get the two of those guys confused.
They're both terrible coaches. Well, I say terrible. They're
Hold
both
on,
coaches
hold
that are
on.
about to
It's
Kenny,
my
you're
pick.
pick.
No, but it was funny. A lot of Florida State defenders were saying, well, jet lag, going to Ireland and everything. They act like they did not just play a team in Georgia Tech that also just flew there and practiced there and did whatever. So, I mean, it's a legit argument, except you're playing a team that flew over there as well. So,
Right, did the exact same.
yeah.
And they didn't exactly come from like the other side of the country or anything either. I mean, they came from like the same general region. We're talking about a few 100 miles.
Yeah.
And yeah, because just off the top of my head and everything, I'm remembering like deploying and everything. The two major like international airports, at least down here in the South, DFW and Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't feel like you can make travel
Correct.
the big thing. And the bigger thing here too being like let's say for some reason people do accept the travel argument after the Georgia Tech game, then you get beat down by Boston College. Like now what's your excuse? You know what I mean? Like you were back here
At home.
I mean, what are we really talking about,
I mean,
Yeah.
let's actually have a conversation about that.
Hold
Both
that thought you're about to be picking next.
again, I just picked.
Oh, I know. There you go. It's your
Yeah,
turn.
you're up.
All right. Well, let's have a conversation
Damn it, Kevin.
about that.
All my picks
like,
are starting to run off the board. Everybody's taking my shit.
Like in all
Keep going,
honesty,
Kenny. We can hear you.
In all honesty, Bill O'Brien took the job as an offensive coordinator at Ohio State, and then immediately quit because he got offered the job to go be the head coach at Boston College. Both those boys got ended up that got killed. Both of them graduates of Boston College. So a lot of that I think was the emotion of losing two of their big boys. I'm just picking this dude's name because I like it and I watch too much of the Mighty Ducks. So
Gus, yeah.
I picked Young Ho Woo.
Yeah.
I picked the kicker.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one.
I just honestly think that a lot of that was more emotion than people realize. Like even before the game, Bill O'Brien was talking about it. He goes, those boys, represented this city, represented this school. And I think a lot of it had to do with the emotion. It's only the second time since I think it was 1989 that a team that started in the top 10 lost their first 2 games and is out of the top 25. So I think a lot of it had to do with the emotion of, you know, losing like the 2 prodigal sons, you know, in such a fashion. So I think they came in with a big chip on their shoulders, which, you know, obviously you should in any football game. But I think, you know, the emotion behind that game was a lot more than people realize. Um, you know, Johnny Hockey having gone and his brother both having gone and been all-stars at Boston College. And then, you know, Bill O'Brien, like, I didn't think he was a good coach because of all the bullshit that he's pulled over the years. But, you know, here we are, and he looks like a very competent coach. At least in one game.
Ashton, that's a good late pick with Chubb.
See, I thought you were going to say, you know, talk more shit.
See, I don't think that's a good pick. I think Chubb's going to be out 90% of the season.
Maybe. But
even if he comes back for the second half of the
one.
season,
No,
the playoffs, I think.
Hey, I took Tom Brady when he was suspended the 4 games. I took him late, and he took me all the way to a championship. I just benched him for the first 4 weeks, and you know,
I don't think Chubb's coming back till at least
it may be. It's a risk. Hey, it's a 14th round pick, man. It's just, I'm throwing throwing a dart. This is a risk. This is a risk. It's either him or a kicker.
That's
I'm
true.
taking the chance that I can get a kicker the next round.
Yeah. Take Harrison Butker. Maybe he can make some weird ass comments again.
Harrison Buckner went in the 9th round, sir.
I wasn't paying attention. That's why I took Kenny Wu.
Yeah, I got a kicker next. Unless Dan says, "Hey, everybody, take kickers," so Ashton can't have any kickers now.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's.
I mean, you could go 1, 2, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 kickers. Y'all could take off the board if everyone just got together and took kickers.
Do you remember that episode of the league when Ruxin stayed up all night drinking vodka and ad dropped every kicker so nobody could pick up a kicker off the waiver wire?
That's funny. Yeah, I remember that.
That show was so good.
Yeah, we literally had a guy in one of my leagues do that one year. Like this $100 league I've been playing in for a long time, and one of the guys literally went and did that the day before, like Saturday night. He went and ad dropped every kicker, or maybe I think it was defense actually. He went and ad dropped like every defense.
That's fucking great.
Our commissioner fixed it because we were like no, but yeah, he tried. He tried.
That's me.
The rules allow it.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's me.
I don't think it's
right?
cheating though. If the rules allow it, you have to be a good commissioner before that and say, "Hey, this can't happen." I don't even know if there's rules you can set up against that.
I mean, it's bad sportsmanship, is what it is.
I mean,
hey guys, thanks for letting me know
the rules, but
thanks for letting me know.
You got it, Lions.
Pick. Yeah,
and you're coming right back. Kevin's going to take a defense and a kicker here, and then it'll auto draft.
I was going to say kicker the kicker. Come on, man.
I'm up again. No, somebody else.
I could have told you. Kevin and I were already talking about this. Our last 2 picks, defense, kicker. Those are our last 2 picks. So I knew he was going kicker there. I knew he was going defense, kicker. But shout out to Kevin again. We appreciate you being our non-biased commissioner for
until he took Dicker the kicker. No,
you were liked until that moment.
Yeah.
I got another reach pick here.
Man, Tony, if you're watching and can throw this out there, I gotta know, Tony. How do you feel about having taken Tyreek Hill at number 2 instead of CeeDee Lamb?
I mean, Tyreek Hill had a better year last year than CeeDee Lamb.
Kevin saying, always take Dicker the kicker.
I mean,
my pick. All right, we need a kicker.
I think my favorite part about Taysom Hill is that he's listed as a quarterback, tight end, and something else, all on Sleeper, and you can use him for all of those positions. NFL fantasy put a stop to that the second year of Taysom Hill doing crazy shit.
Yeah. So a few people got away with it that 1 week where they put him as a tight end and he plays a kicker. He still didn't. A quarterback.
Oh, and
He
he
still didn't
played
score
quarterback.
a ton at quarterback,
no,
but
he
more than
scored,
you would
like,
get as a tight end, and you were able to start
Jeez.
another quarterback.
Yeah, he scored like 22 points.
And I don't think they should take that away. I mean, if you're gonna put a quarterback / tight end on give him a roster spot, you should be rewarded for that. Why? Like the off chance he's going to play quarterback. I mean, most of the time you won't know if he's like the backup quarterback. You won't know anyways,
Right.
because he's going to come in for injury or whatever. But you were able to see that he was going to start before the game.
All right. Looks like we are through the draft.
Well done, boys. Well done.
I agree. CD is inferior to Reek, Tony Nix says. All right. So you feel pretty good about it then. All right.
All right, boys. I'm going to have to jump off. I have to go to the store to pick up something for my kids' project before they close. So I got to go do that.
Totally good, man. I'm literally wrapping this up now. So
good work, guys.
Ashton, appreciate you being here. Kenny, glad you could make it too. That was it for our Peak One draft league and everything. So we'll talk about this periodically every week on the sports page as we kind of come through. Ross may also talk about it on the Roscoe Fantasy Sports Show Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. So check that out on our Peak One Sports Network and everything.
When the stream ends, go check his
like and
first
subscribe.
episode.
Yeah, he had his first episode last night. It's up on YouTube, and it was a good episode. So go check that out. Don't forget to check out the lead off on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. And of course, we're doing our remote broadcast of Friday Night Football. Friday night starting at least 7 o'clock. I think kickoff is 7:30, but we'll be running it from about 7 o'clock, and we're kind of doing our Friday Night Football from the couch. So it's going to be a good, fun episode. So if you guys are around, check that out. We'll give some updates on some other high school games.
And then we got football tomorrow, right?
And the NFL season kicks off tomorrow with Kansas City versus Baltimore. So yeah, football, man, it's here. The season.
And
we're so ready. We're so ready to do this.
College football's this weekend again. Can't wait.
Yeah, more week 2 stuff. Not a whole lot of like great ranked matches. I was looking it up earlier. Number 14 Tennessee versus NC State and Longhorns versus Michigan, but we'll definitely talk about that stuff next week too. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, peace.